Hey guys, how you doing? It's Alan again with Madden, and today we're going to do a short training on funding and exactly how funding works with Madden and the different resources that we have available to you. Madden has built relationships with over 32 different private lenders out there for all different types of businesses. We're kind of like the lending tree of the business world. We can get loans for pretty much any type of business between $5,000 all the way up to 500 million, which might sound a little ridiculous, but we've already gotten a couple deals approved. One for 65 million for a company called AEC Oil and a gas and oil deal. We also have a very large water treatment facility for $213 million. What does that mean in commissions? Well, typically we're going to make somewhere in the range of 1 to 2%. So even if we go on the low end and say 1% on a $200 million deal, 1% is $2 million. Now you're going to be getting 25% of that. So that's a $500,000 commission check in your pocket if you were to bring us a deal like that. Now, is that typical? Of course not. Our typical deal is a small to medium sized business, a mom and pop shop, in which they would be getting a cash advance. So, exactly what is a cash advance? I'm going to go over that with you right now. Cash advances is a quick way for a business that needs money in a relatively short period of time. We can get the money within 48 hours. All we need is 3 months of bank statements, and we need to know that the business has been around for over 3 months. Okay? As long as that business has been bringing in over $10,000 a month for the past 3 months, then we can get them funded 85% of the time. Okay? What that means to you is that any local mom and pop shop down the road that needs money, you can get the money for it. Okay? What we do is we're typically going to take their bank statements. If they're doing $50,000 a month in business, we're typically going to be able to get them somewhere in the range of the same amount of money that they're bringing in on a monthly basis. Okay? In this particular case, let's say that we got this business $50,000. Madden is going to make somewhere in the range of $2,500 to $5,000, depending on the bank that we work with. Every bank is different, and we make different amounts on these different banks. Let's just say that we were making $2,500 on this particular deal. You're going to get paid 25% of that. So 25% of 2,500, I believe, is $750 is what you would make on a $50,000 business loan. Okay, is that right? Hold on, that's actually, yep, so that's about right. And that's on the low end. So on the high end, you'd be looking at about $1,500 if we make 10% on that deal. Okay? Now, what that means is that your average commission on a cash advance is going to be somewhere in the range of $1,000. The best part about these cash advances is typically once we build a relationship with these business owners, they're going to get more money from us 4 to 6 months later. Okay, so you're also going to get paid on that renewal. Since you introduced Madden to that business, we're going to pay you on that renewal, meaning that you're going to get paid another $1,000 4 to 6 months later, and potentially another $1,000 4 to 6 months later. So over the course of a year to a year and a half, you could potentially make $3,000 on that one business that you brought us that started with just needing some money. You already know that we have multiple services that we're going to talk to these business owners about, and you're going to, get the benefits of the commissions on all of those other services. But to give you a little bit more of a description about cash advances and how they work, okay? Cash advances are great for businesses that know that they're going to be able to take that money and they're going to be able to use it to increase their bottom line. Getting money is expensive, especially because a lot of these people aren't going to have great credit. That's why they're going to want to come to a lending source like us rather than a traditional bank. The fact of the matter is that our loans are quick. They're usually over the course of 6 months to a year. They're not like traditional bank loans that are over the course of 10 years. So while they might sound kind of expensive to business owners initially, believe it or not, mathematically, they're less expensive than a traditional bank. how does that work? Well, let me explain. Let's just say that we had a loan and we were doing the loan at 3.5, okay? 0.35, which means on a $100,000 loan, they're gonna pay $135,000 back over the course of 1 year. So if you divide that $135,000 by 12 months, okay, that's gonna be about how these loans are gonna work. You're gonna be looking at 13,000, however much it is on a monthly basis. Let's take a look here. I'd actually have to get a calculator out. But if we just took an average of what it's gonna be on a monthly basis, we're looking at, $12,000 a month, something in that vicinity. Okay, now a lot of these cash advances, they don't pay out monthly, but they pay out weekly or sometimes even daily from the business. So we're just gonna divide that by the number of weeks. So it might be $4,000 a week that they're gonna pay, or it might be broken down onto a daily payment or a bi-daily payment. It all depends on the bank. But if you take a look at the mathematical numbers, okay, 135,000 sounds like a lot of money, but let's look at a traditional bank loan, okay? A lot of people say, well, the bank only charges, 7% if I have great credit. Well, let's take a look at that. $100,000 on a 10-year loan at 7%. Okay? That means that every single year, this is going to be 7%, which is $7,000 now. Now, if you multiply that by the 10 years that a business is in business, you're looking at $70,000. Now that's if this person has an 800 credit score and can even get approved from a bank. As you guys know, right now the banks simply don't lend money to business owners. That's why they have to go to alternative sources like us. And the fact is, they're gonna pay more money from a bank. It's just gonna be over a longer period of time, which feels more digestible to the pocket. But the fact is, if a business can make $200,000 by borrowing that $100,000, now they're gonna be able to borrow another $100,000 next time they wanna flip their money. And they might be able to do that as soon as 6 months down the road. So if they can increase their profits and they can make more money, or they want to build a second location, which they know is going to make them hundreds of thousands of dollars over the long haul, then cash advances and loans like this are perfect for them. Okay, so it's important that you understand these things so that way when the business owner is talking to you about the expensive money and they're telling you, wow, that sounds really expensive, you understand, you know what, let me take a calculator out, let me show this person that actually it's less money than traditional lending. Now the best part about it is that a lot of these cash advances only take out a percentage of what that business does on a monthly basis on the payback. What does that mean exactly? Well, let's just say that 1 month the business brings in $100,000 and we're taking a percentage of that $100,000, but the next month they only do $50,000 in revenue. Well, that means that their payment for this month is going to be half. So imagine if you had a mortgage and you have your car payment and you have your credit card payments, and then all of those people said, oh, Alan, it's okay that you got sick halfway through the month and didn't work for 2 weeks because we're going to take your bills and break them in half for you. Okay, wouldn't that be amazing? Well, that's exactly what we do on these cash advances. The benefit to working with cash advances and these types of loans is that if they have a bad month, they're typically going to take that loan and they're going to pull out only half the money if they had only brought in half the revenue. All right, so it's another benefit to these cash advances. Now, we also offer other types of funding called factoring, which was basically coming off the invoices of the business. We're going to give them X amount of dollars depending on the invoices that are coming in. We'll get into those types of loans more in person with you when we're doing training. These are very specific types of loans. And again, each business, we know how to handle them, we know which banks to shoot them to. You're simply bringing them to us and we're going to work with them start to finish, do all the paperwork for them and get the money. And then you're going to get your commission checks at the end of the next month. Okay, now, I do want to go over project funding and joint venture capital funding with you. These are the bigger deals. These are deals in the millions of dollars. Okay, basically, let's just take a look at a $10 million deal. On a $10 million deal, what we're looking at is our company's typically going to make 2% on a deal like this. So we're looking at a couple $100,000, right? And then you're looking at 25%, so that's $50,000 in your pocket. Now, these are life-changing commissions. What other business that you can work from your house can you make a $50,000 commission or even higher? Probably nothing else out there. And they're out there. We're going to teach you how to build profiles online on LinkedIn and different places where you can let people know on Facebook with a professional business profile. As a matter of fact, in your back office, there should be a video on how to create a Facebook and a LinkedIn profile. We'll give you our logos, we'll get you set up, and we'll show you how to market yourself out there to let people know that you offer this type of funding. There's not many places in today's day and age where businesses can get this type of funding, and we're getting calls all the time now because people are finding out we can fund these deals, and WL Madden is growing into a powerhouse in the funding industry. If you want to check out our website to learn more about all the different types of funding that we offer, just go to funding.wlmadden.com. Okay, so instead of just going to the regular website, which is wlmadden.com, you just want to put a funding dot in front of it. Funding.wlmadden.com. It talks about all the different types of funding that we offer to businesses. This can be a page that you can show to business owners. You're then simply going to take the business owner's name on your mobile application and their information and the best time to contact them. Our professional salespeople are going to contact those business owners on your behalf. We're going to get the deals closed. We're going to keep you updated on the notes in your back office and through the telephone to let you know the progression of each one of these loans. Okay? You're also going to get alerted in your back office. Whenever you have a renewal coming up, you'll be alerted, hey, there's a renewal coming up. We're about to talk to this business owner about renewing their loan. They have the opportunity to get more money right now. Okay, so that's the basics on funding. Again, we can do anything between $5,000 all the way up. Doesn't matter if the business owner has good or bad credit. The best part about this opportunity is that you guys will be involved with us forever. Once you're agents of ours, you now have our full staff available to you. Every single relationship that we have with every single one of our lenders is now your relationship. You guys sign the NDAs and the non-competes. That way you can't go around our backs and we can't go around yours. You'll never get any of the deals stolen from you. We're going to make sure we pay you on every single deal because we want you to make money and we want our company to obviously benefit from you sending these deals in, okay? So we look forward to our next video with you, and we're going to teach you about credit card processing and website development. Until then, if you have any questions, feel free to call into us at any point in time at 877-925-1050. Okay? You have a great day.
Cut. Good job.
Do I need to bring it down?
Huh?
Do I need to bring it down?
No, you're fine.
Yeah?
Yeah, you're fine.
Okay.
Alrighty. Let me know when you're ready to start.